We're playing not Minecraft today. Server manager. This is a local server, but I set it up because the way that satisfactory works, there's going to be a lot of AFK time, and I like to set it up so that the server will run all the time. This setting right here, if you set that to true, it means the server stops running, which defeats the purpose behind putting it on a server to me. But I'm going to create a new game. The one that's there, it's been running, but nothing's been happening with it. Stream World. Stream World. Or should I put it STRIM? Let's go ahead and just create game. Server is preparing a new game. This might take a minute. I have no idea what's going on with my bitrate today. I can assure you it is actually working. I've got my console up over the window that is normally my Twitch dashboard. It just takes it a minute to go, oh, hey. Might as well start a fresh world. That other one was just me making sure it would work. Blah, blah, blah. Right, of course it's not going to be able to connect to the server right now because it's still busy trying to do its thing. The way server management works for Satisfactory, you don't really do a whole lot with the actual console. There we go. And now it should be ready for us to jump in. And my bitrate, especially on the downloads, has been all over the place today. I don't know what's up with that. New game. Really? Let's see. I have parts. You should slowly tap the onto your other arm, right on the forearm. Let's see. Spot to put the hub. Actually, since we're here, let's go ahead and grab some leafy. We'll need that later. What the heck are you doing, browser? I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, I think I know what it is. It's hardware encoded for the browser, so I'm not going to be able to actually watch. That's unfortunate. Do we want to be near Fire Guy? I don't think I do. I can. Fortunately, the hub can be moved. Let's see. It's been a moment. It was a Q is the. Yes, let's build it right on top of ourselves. That sounds like a plan. Objective complete. Oh, one of the issues that I have had in the past with running it on a server is every time I log in, it'll do this. For the moment, I'll put all that in there. Some flowers. Need that for biomass. Alright. 200 concrete. That's only 58. 100 iron sheets. We've got that. Most of that. Let's just dump in what we've got. Let's see. Iron. We'll need an iron vein and a limestone vein. Unfortunately, until we get our auto processing in place, it's going to be manual harvest. Let's see. Survey the land a little bit. Yeah, the game uses Satisfactory really uses the GPU a lot, and so does Firefox, which is what I'm using for my screen, and it's not liking that too well. Let's see, where was it? Is it friendly? No. If you have to ask, the answer is probably not. Oh, we're going to need the nuts here. We're also going to need the power slugs here. While I'm here, collect all the things. Oh. And since we just auto regen all the way up, not as big of a problem as you might think. The downside of doing it this way is that I start off at skipping all the. I don't get to be in the drop pod. Let's see. I don't think that's quite enough. But those are more iron over there. And then this way should be a limestone node. Somewhere. The map's the same for everyone. So earlier I was thinking about it, and truth be told, I actually haven't really streamed anything other than Minecraft, hardly at all, since 21. Like, oh. So I'm not sure if it's burnout or creative block, but whatever it is, I'm starting to have that problem on ISV and also the Frog and Chicken SMP. It's sad, but it does happen. That would be what I'm looking for right there. You can eat to recover your health. So that's our limestone. Not the mineable kind, but a little bit. Oh, I do actually have arachnophobia mode enabled, so all the arachnids are going to be replaced with cats. Yeah, it's just another little lump of that. Nope, wrong building. Ironing it. This is a feature that Valheim really needs. My hands aren't on the keyboard at all, and it's running without me. You just tap space and it goes. And for the moment, I'm just gonna make them all iron ingots. Yes. Submit our iron rods. Put things away before we die. Oh, I'm gonna grab a miner. Let's go up to a couple hundred limestone once I locate my limestone node. Where the heck is that thing? Nope, that's just a symbol. Nope, that's crouch. What is this button again? That's my emotes. Might not have that ability yet. But eventually you do get the ability to scan for these nodes. Where? If I were a limestone node, where would I be? Yep. And probably death incoming. Bling. More barrel nuts over there. Oh, good. Right next to the water. To the water. Might be further that way. I believe that it'll unlock foundations. Yeah. Big and angry there. Bling. Bling. You can set it to make them a little more passive, but and there'll be copper over there and death incoming. This way somewhere. Somewhere around here is a node of limestone. Gotta be getting close because That's that Sam ore. It doesn't do anything. Oh, goodness. There it is. There's my limestone and some death. Actually. Hold on while I wait on that for a minute. They just want to keep you nice. That one just wants to keep you nice and toasty. And eventually we'll have a chainsaw. Time to go. Ow. Rude.
Picking up multiple fix-it personnel in the area. Proceed with harvest before it's too late.
Unfortunately, our first generators are biomass. And I highly doubt I'm going to get to the coal generators today. It's a bit further down the tech tree and takes a little bit to get set up. Ow. Oh, yummy. Ow. That hurt a little bit. No, I have to unlock it through that. There is actually a map in this game, but they've changed how it works a few times. There was a time where you had to do research in a special facility to unlock it, and then they made it just unlock by default. It looks like they've moved where you get it at. I'll let those run. One of the things they've added is more recently is that you can set the creatures like that to only attack you if you attack them first. There's also a peaceful mode where they never attack you ever. That's 3 per. We're gonna need more. That's most of the way there. Action. So I can go ahead and get that going. Alright. I just have to know it's over there. One of these. Take this thing. Ow. And I only grabbed it so the thing will shut up. Otherwise, it will pester you continuously. That might be enough concrete. Good enough. Let's see now. I want to make a one miner and a smelter. And a storage container. 10 concrete. Goody. Just iron bars in that. Okay. Now I do know that those are iron nodes over there. Let's plop that down. And hub's up there. So this is just our initial production. Pick up all the stuffs. Eventually, we do get things like a buggy. I believe this will give us foundations. Go ahead and craft all that up.
Milestone reached. You have unlocked several structures aimed to provide the first needed to build basic factory infrastructure and improved overview. Building these will provide a grid for more advanced organizing and sectioning of your factory.
Oh, it goes over here. Can't quite reach it from here, so. You do actually take fall damage in this game. I believe copper is already unlocked. Just go ahead and turn it all into ingots because we're gonna need it.
Milestone exchange concluded. Fix-it freighter re-entry complete.
I'm going to craft them all because you do need them for power poles too. Which we're going to need. I think I'm going to stick it over there for now. And one smelter. The production and the amount mined isn't going to match, but that's okay. And 3. I don't know that I have resources for that. I do. I need to make a couple of poles. One about there. I think that'll reach. I'm gonna be a cable on me. Never mind. That's not gonna work. And these are the Mark 1 poles, which means that they'll only do 4 connections. Which is fine for the moment, because that's all we're going to be able to do. And before we go too crazy, we need to set the smelter. Tell it, hey, I want you to make iron ingots. And this will get us started. I don't know that we need both generators right now. I'm pretty sure this will run off of one. But this is what we need all the leaves and stuff for. A moment, but I don't need over there. Unfortunately, these generators cannot be automated. I don't think that's updating. There's also solid biofuel, but we haven't unlocked that yet. You get a lot of biomass for wood. What can I build? Just a storage container, which needs plates and rods. I don't have enough. Well. But this part will let us get started with some of that infrastructure. And for the moment, I'm going to make a box separate specifically for the for things like fuel. Nice and organized, even in games that are not Minecraft. Need to stream stuff, not Minecraft. I believe these ones will just use the fuel and generate power whether you use it or not. Unfortunately. Ah, that's what we need. Alright. So we do need all of that. Splitters, mergers, and that. And then this one gets us the MAM thing and the object scanner. The hand slot, some inventory space. The personal storage box, which is what that is. A beacon and a map. I don't have any automation on the copper yet. This is just to get us started production. Yeah, I believe one of these will do 2 smelters. Nah, this one's a 1-to-1. One of those will do 1 smelter because of the purity of the node. There's different tiers of purity. There's impure and normal. And there is actually a pure tier as well, but at the moment, I don't think that's going to matter. Because we aren't generating power to utilize that. But then we make constructors that will build our that'll go ahead and make our iron plates, and then one for iron rods. And later on, as we expand, we can automate basically everything in the game can be automated. This game's probably closer to modded Minecraft than a lot of other games are. Let's see, 1 storage container. This one doesn't matter a whole lot. That's only so I can put my fuel away. So I don't have it on me all the time. Flowers are for dyes later. Because we'll be able to make ink to paint stuff. I'm gonna stuff that in there. Stuff we're turning it in there. And then I think I want to make a pair of constructors. One to make the iron plates and one to make iron rods. And the eventually we need to split off the rods to have one go to storage and one go to making screws. And then from the screws we need one going for storage and one to... There's a lot of... We also need to mine copper as well. I think I'm going to try that one first, just so I have the map. I have none of any of that on hand. Let's see. A little bit of that. Iron sheets. Actually, I was gonna. Couple constructors. I think I might actually have the parts to do that right now. Let's see, the reinforced plates. Ow. And eventually, all this will get moved around. And then you set one for iron plates, one for iron rods. And I don't have the splitters just yet, but that's okay. And of course, storage containers, which I don't think I could have enough to do. Maybe I do have enough to do both. Biggest drawback of changing games is you keep trying to use the wrong keys for the wrong game. And there are conveyor belts. We haven't needed any conveyor poles just because I've been trying to make sure of that. It takes iron, but also that's the thing too that happens. It'll be lined up, but not in a good spot for the thing you're working on. I think they take concrete too. And then a pole I don't have the resources for right now. Maybe I do. And then it's not going to do anything because there's no input of any kind, but at the moment we need iron sheets. Plates. So maybe running it from there to there if I've got the... Can't afford, I need more iron plates than what I got. Well. It's going to be a fair bit of that just because as I set infrastructure up, it'll cost more than what I've got on hand. But eventually, all of that will be automated. And the crafter does basically everything I can do in here that only takes one ingredient. It can make. Just automatically make it for you. I think I'm gonna take a stack of ingots and take them over to use to make iron rods and then screws. One stack of that. Well, that'll take a minute. But you turn your iron ingots into rods, and then you turn the rods into screws. And then you combine the screws with like 8,700 different things. I'm just going to turn all of them into iron rods. This is one of those games where don't worry about making too much of it. It'll probably get used. Some resources you get a lot of for what you put in. Others, not so much. There's a assembler, and then there's another, I think it's called a manufactory. The assembler takes 2 items and makes them one. That'd be where you'd make the reinforced plates. And then later there's a I think it's called a manufactory. Basically, that lets you put in up to 4 different items, and it'll produce the item that you can get with that recipe. But we haven't unlocked any of them here yet. I will need to automate the concrete as well as go and automate copper. Well, like I said, I think it'd be a good idea to unlock the map first. Hello, Chimkin. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing alright. I'm playing the game on stream and it's not Minecraft. So we need 300 screws for that. So, and sort. Iron plates. Might go ahead and get to copper production too here. That's not what I wanted. I wanted it in here. 96. Not quite enough. So we're going to need, for under production, we're going to need 1 smelter. I think I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on to wire since that's, at this stage of the game, all we're going to be able to get out of it. Yeah. How's our iron rods? Do we have any left? That would be a no. No, we don't. Feed that thing. Let's see how that goes over there. I'll need to automate limestone too. I need the limestone because I need to make concrete. It should be full. Hey, we got enough. That should be plenty. And then we're going to need iron rods as well. Back to over here. I might have to steal some iron ore. Yeah. Wow. Or just temporarily camp out. Should have plenty of plates for the moment. I need iron rods, not plates. That'll take a minute. Eventually we'll make more of those too. That should be everything. I believe the copper is down here. Yep. I'm gonna break that first. There we go. One miner. Where's that bit going? That's not gonna work. Over there. And smelter. I wish I had a chainsaw so I could remove that tree that's in the way. I didn't check to see if I had enough for a storage container. No. Needs more rods. So this would be copper ingots, and this one will be copper wire. That's not going to do much of anything because I don't have the resources for a power pole, or really the rest of it, I don't think. Grab some iron rods. Unless I have something going there placed, that guy's just gonna keep respawning. Actually, over there's what I want first. Should be enough of that. Do I have a little bit of wire and cable? I just don't know that it's going to be enough. Floor is too steep. And then we hope we can actually connect that. I might not have enough cable to run it all the way. Oh, and this might shut the power grid off too. Ooh, serverless. Yep, I saw that coming. I don't think I'm going to need any more rods for a little while, so I'm going to go ahead and switch that back. What I do need is the plates. It doesn't take a whole lot to overload the power grid if you're using the biofuel generators. Dump that there. You know what? Let's build another container for our projects. Or rather, for the materials that aren't like plants. Let's see, so I'd put the copper in there. That. I'm gonna stick all of that in there for the moment. Make this be the organics, not anything related to biofuel. That in there. Go ahead and do some converting here. It'll take a little bit for the other to get enough going. Not a lot, but a little bit. Unfortunately, you do have to actually put that in yourself. There is a zipline thing that'll let us run up and down the power lines. The one thing I don't like about it is that you have to stop at each post. So you can't do something fancy and just have a almost infinitely long zipline thing going. Yeah, so I'm going to want to do that too. Eventually we do need to actually automate with both nodes. Or at least that'll help us out. In the meantime, go ahead. Start to collect the leaves. And no, it doesn't grow back. Unlike with Factorio in here, you don't get attacked if you pollute. It was Fortress Craft Evolved actually is where the more you pollute and produce, the more you get attacked. Bear. The big advantage comes once I have coal power going, because then I can just leave it running all the time and it'll keep producing. Thank you for the lurk there, Chimkin. Eventually, with the limestone automation, that's because it's used in a lot of different recipes, but also you need it for things like building out those foundations. Foundations, walls, basically all of the buildy parts require concrete. Not to mention there's also encased steel beams, which also need concrete. It's producing at a pretty good clip. All the leafage. There's just all this debris everywhere. We need to hoover it all up. Stick our leaves right over here. Petals go there. There we go.
Milestone reached. The
New
molecular
email
analysis
received.
machine, referred to as the MAM, will allow R&D to provide new technologies,
all
items,
that.
and buildings based on samples collected in the field. To ensure a greater chance of success during exploration, an upgraded tool belt has been provided, as well as an object scanner
Which
and
lets us
beacons.
put another
Note:
item
the
there.
object scanner requires calibration via the MAM to enable detection of specific objects.
Oh.
The
Yay, we have a
has
map.
been unlocked.
I believe it's got me on there too because this is technically a multiplayer game. Not that one. I was gonna grab leafage. But more actually. I mean, technically you could just run the leaves themselves or the wood through it, but I think it's more effective. Uh-oh. I think it's more effective to just make it into the biomass. I believe you get a little more out of it when you do that. I just noticed my audio meters aren't liking this very well. That away. Gotta wait on that pod to return. Because next we do need to get the splitters going, because I want to go ahead and get both the rods and plates going fully auto. And can I make a biomass generator? Yes, I'm going to need one of those. Need to build one of those, and then I think I'll stick it over there or so. And plates and rods. I'm gonna need a little more cable too. Because somehow I doubt our current power grid is going to be able to handle that. I think that could actually be split because I think the this only does 15 at a time. You get 30, but this produces 30 ingots. Yeah, thank you for the hydrate there. Yep. I'm actually not sure which side of this is supposed to be the front. Here too. That's where we get the sheets and more advanced stuff. That's the chainsaw. I never use those. It gets us the awesome shop and awesome sink, which we don't actually need yet. Go for that. Before I do that, that should be plenty. And then we connect our new generator to that. Actually, I suppose I don't really need it to be on just yet, because we still have to do those. Eventually, I do want to get a more centralized storage going with all of this. In my last playthrough, I actually had it all so that the storage part was above and nicely organized and labeled. That's most of what I'll need. I believe I had iron ore in that box. Iron ingots too. I need iron rods. Yeah, we can make plenty of iron rods. This also gives it a chance to have the copper catch up a little. For the moment, put all that away. I'm not sure how much it's going to have actually generated. Not quite enough to do all of that. Grab a few. Give me a little bit of that for a little while. Manually making these space resources. That plus what I pulled out of the storage container should be enough. Wires. Yeah, it's a twofer. You get two wire per each ingot. And eventually we will be able to collect what are known as hard drives. Obviously, hard drives. But they let you get alternative recipes for things. And sometimes some of the recipes are really terrible, and sometimes they're really good. I believe it's not until we get into the nuclear pasta stuff that we actually need copper ingots to be fed into a separate machine and turned into copper dust. Now we begin.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to increase the complexity and efficiency of your factory. We encourage you to consider more verticality when it comes to factory logistics to streamline short-range transportation. The productivity display will help you measure and improve the productivity of individual buildings to aid with optimization.
Now, this is not going to keep up with it. I need cables. Okay. Couldn't remember if it was wire or cable. Should have some up there. It's been a minute since I played. And then off the smelter for the copper, I'm going to want to put a secondary the production of iron here isn't going to keep up with both. I'm just going to say that right now. It's not going to keep up. Then we need another constructor for the copper. And then I can do both a splitter to split it before that and a merger on the other side. And I think we need some concrete to make a power pole. Maybe. We might need that. But because the smelter is putting out twice the ingots that the constructor will use. And over time you optimize as you go. Yeah, it's already at 4. Those might actually reach from there. I'm going to put in another power pole just to be sure. I haven't made an equipment workshop yet. And conveyor splitter, and we're gonna need more cable. Conveyor belts. Which wouldn't be a problem if I didn't need to connect it over there. And our pod has returned. eventually I want to go ahead and probably have one what I'll probably do is set it up so that the other node is dedicated to making cables. It's a lot more work to get it all set up, but I think it'll be worth it. And our power grid shuts off. At the moment, these are all Mark 1 belts, but that'll speed that along. I don't think I can unlock the coal generators yet. Not quite yet. Let's see, space elevator. And I've got everything automated except for the concrete. The concrete is literally just a miner and constructor. Oh, don't have any screws. Yeah, let's make a little bit of reinforced iron plates. I only want 2 of these. Portable miner. Fortunately, there's some over there, so. Over there. And when you pick the miner up, you collect everything that's in it. You have to break this first. Maybe not. Some of these break easily, some don't. I swear I've used this net before though. I'll make do with that. Concrete. I think I get 30 a minute out of this. And this will process 45. So I'm going to be producing more. There's going to be a lot of downtime for the time being. There is a limit to how long these lines can be. see some of my power over here. Not the pole. That will knock it offline because I need to put fuel in the other biofuel generator. Need to put fuel in those first two as well. It's been a minute. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and turn all that limestone into concrete. I mean, it's not getting used for anything else, so might as well. Alright. Everything that I need to build a space elevator should now be fully automated. It'll just take a minute. Well, unless I need cable. Now with the space elevator. I might have enough rods and plates now. Possibly enough wire. Plenty of that. Good chunk of that. But I also know it's not going to quite keep up either. Alright, in the meantime, faster belts and stackable conveyors would probably not be a bad idea. That'll allow us to go ahead and make our conveyor spaghetti a little less spaghetti, hopefully. That'll also speed up how quickly the things can go around. I'm not sure. We might actually have to do this one first. Or I can think about logistically and set up for a screw factory. Or not screw factory. Yeah, screw factory. So put a miner there, smelter. I think it was just keeping up, right? Yeah. So we do the actual miner here and a smelter. And then I think that... Or to make it into that. 15 per minute. So I'll need 2 of those for that, and then I don't remember how much it's... I don't remember exactly how many is per minute to make the screws. But should have everything else ready to go. So production, a miner, 1 smelter, 2 constructors. I think I'm going to take the space elevator off for now. 16 cables. A bit of cable. I'm going to want more cable anyways because we're going to need to make... connect power to it. Oh, wrong button. That's it for the moment. Excuse me. That'll be it for the moment. And I think I'm going to run it that way. Just so I'm not trying to overlap myself here. A miner. A smelter. And then the constructors are going to have to be a little bit further away to give it room to have this actual splitter in there. I need 10 and I get 40. So 15, that'd be 30, so I would need, technically need 3 of them. I keep hitting controlled run. Let's see, 3. So that's the iron ingots. Need a splitter. Splitter. Going to there. And honestly, you probably ought to merge them together. I find it works best if you merge everything together, especially with an amount like this. Merge it together first and then go split it. And we need 3 constructors to optimize it for that. Gonna need more cable too. Honestly, I suppose it would be one of those, are we going to need more of it? Yes. Yes, we are. That's why I said earlier, this is one of those games where if you accidentally craft what you think is too much of something, save it. Save it for later. Need 6 reinforced iron plates. And I think I'm going to go ahead and make more cable too. I think the ratios work out to where it's something like 1 ingot, copper ingot actually equals 1 cable. You give it enough room to actually fit everything in. Splitter. I've been playing way too much Minecraft. There to there. Yeah, I don't have my super speedy boots yet. Let's see, I need to make sure these are both set to making rods. And then these get set to making screws. And then we gotta recombine it all and dump it into a singular storage container. Over this way somewhere. Probably be a little closer with it. Then we need a storage container. And run that to there. He's walking on my stuff. Rude. Nope. Gonna be another 30. 70. Gonna need another biomass burner. I happen to have the materials on hand. How lovely. Just finding a spot to attach it. Not gonna be surprised if it blows a fuse. I have to put fuel in there first. Alright, now our screws are fully automated. here. You can automate the conversion of leaves and wood into biomass. You just can't feed it in automatically. Or send it into the burners. However, all of the vehicles as well as the chainsaw require biomass. So that would be the trade-off. Let's go ahead and select that milestone. I believe that's a stack and a half of iron sheets. So I think this stack... Not everything stacks nice and evenly like it does in Minecraft. I mean, there's different... Minecraft has different stack sizes too, but... That's exactly one stack of that. There's probably nothing over there yet, so... I'm just gonna leave it. Oh, I also, because you can also research the pale berries and get yourself a pet lizard doggo. $200 cable means we need 400 that. Not quite an entire stack, but that'll work. What do I have in here? That's not really enough to do much of anything. That plus what's in the other system ought to be enough. I suppose at some point I should actually build things like the MAM and the equipment shop. Oh, I already grabbed it all. Let's see, screw factory. How are we doing over here? There should be 0 bottleneck. If anything, it should be waiting on the rods. Ever so slightly. You do get quite a few screws. I will say that. There are higher tier splitters and mergers, I believe, but I don't think they're going to really help much because I don't believe they're any faster. Cables. I could make 800 screws, except for I need those for the other parts now. But what this particular milestone research does is it'll allow us to go ahead and automate the reinforced iron plates. It's an iron plate plus some number of screws. And if I remember right, the best way to do it to have some screws, because we're going to need them for things, and also send them uh, to the iron reinforced plate factory is going to be to put a splitter before the storage container and have part of it go into the storage container like it does now, and part of it go to uh, the reinforced iron plate factory. That's more than enough of that. The number of the bottleneck right now, I believe, is actually the belt. Not on this side, on the output side. Yeah, because they're starting to pile up. So first, start with that belt, and then do the others. I believe the Merc 2 belts use reinforced plates. Not quite enough to fill that out all the way, I don't think. That is, though. At this point, let's just craft some screws. Since I'm standing here. The assembler.
Milestone reached. More complex assembly of parts can now be automated. Project assembly parts can now be constructed and sent up via the space elevator.
Assembler.
Note: project parts are too complex to produce by hand.
Right. That's actually a deliberate thing on their part because they want you to automate everything. Let's see, the MAM and what was the other? The equipment workshop. The equipment workshop you want because that's how you make more things like the beacons. Well, it's where you make beacons, but it's also how you make things like the more advanced weaponry and the portable miners, because the ones you start with is not going to be enough. But yeah, portable miners, object scanner, the beacon, another Xeno Zapper, which I think you use 2 to make the Xeno Basher, which is basically a sword. Special. Just one of those. Let's see, some cables, which I have. Wire. I don't have any reinforced iron plates, but I can make some. Here, make one. So I don't have enough screws on it. Or iron plates, really, but. This is actually why the grasslands tends to be better. It's relatively open, but also you get all these leaves and stuff. It's probably more than enough. And in order to start the next milestone objective, you have to have the pod be in place. Shoot. Because I don't have enough fire plates either. Okay, game, okay. I see how it is. I need to get more exercise in game. That should be enough, I think. Yeah, that's enough. And then put my mem. Put the mem there. Let's see, put that away. Make more biomass because I would like to keep the power going a little longer here. For coal, you need water, which we have conveniently nearby here, but also coal, which I'm not quite sure on where it is offhand. Unfortunately, we're going to be chewing through the fuel. Alright, now we got all that. Paleberry, one of those. I don't remember how much of each of those it takes. That'd be the pod returning. And somewhere in one of the research trees is where you get the rifle from, along with what is the Nobelisk, which lets you blow things up. Haven't been by that yet.
New object added to the object scanner. New research available in the MAM.
I believe that will let us do that. Unfortunately, this does use our power slug. But now, technically,
New recipe unlocked.
we can get the overclocking at some point here. Let's see. That would probably be a good one to get. Store all of that. 100 cables. I got half of that. Cable. There's probably 100 lime. 100 or so of the concrete now. Just because it's been sitting over there for a while. But that will unlock the chainsaw. And concrete. Oh, I have enough of that right here. I believe the screws stack to 500. It'll take a little bit for me to bottleneck that. Oh yeah, we got plenty. Next milestone.
Milestone reached. Biofuel will ensure maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, you are now capable of removing foliage that consists primarily of wood. Additionally, R&D inflated your pocket dimension.
Right. So we got bigger pockets. That's so that I can see it. Of those. Right clicking split stacks here. Reinforced plates 5. I don't think I have enough resources for that. I mean, I probably have the plates to do it, but I don't think I have the screws. So you see how we just emptied the screw container. So I am going to grab a stack of rods and go check on our screws. In this game, if you hold down the shift button, which is how you sprint in most games, and then tap C for crouch, you'll slide, and then you hit space and you'll jump. Looks like I got enough for that, but I don't, because some of that goes into the reinforced iron plates. I don't need 16 of them, but that's alright. There's my pod. And screws. And now has a chainsaw. And then I put that in my other hand slot. I don't have any fuel for it, but there it is. And you have to use a solid biofuel for that. Which I think you take regular biofuel and turn it into solid. Yeah. And then you go to town with a chainsaw. And since wood gives you more biofuel than leaves do, you really want the wood. So there is an eating mechanic in the game, but I find it completely unnecessary. And the reason why that says 1 is because there's 3 tiers of power slugs. The blue ones, which is the basic one, only gives you 1 power shard per slug. And then there's a yellow one, I think it is, that gives you 2. And there's another one too that gives you 3. 3 power shards per slug. Who's ready for some deforestation? Lots of wood and lots of leaves. Careful, he's got a chainsaw! Oh, it does also have an AoE effect, so if there's like leaves or whatever on the ground, it will pick those up too. Or if the plants overlap by enough, it'll also take those. It'll also take things like stone. So if you were up in an outcropping somewhere, you could just chainsaw and it'll remove the little bit of rock. And then once you have that, the next thing I can do is switch all my power gen over to the solid biofuel. I like that AoE effect. Now technically, if it says you can pick it up by hand, you can also chainsaw it. But yeah, that little bit of limestone there, pick that up too. Get another boat like in like I got once on ISV. You'll need this for when my ice caps melt. The slow part here is actually, I believe you have to turn it into the regular biomass first. And then you can put it into the solid. You can also chainsaw like these plants. They're slow growing, but it regrows the barrel nets. You can also destroy them by running them over with the vehicles too. Let's see. You get way more out of that. My poor GPU right now is like, please make it stop. Based on the way everything's running, I don't think I would be able to use GPU-based encoding with this game. My the web page I have open to monitor the server is also not working. Not the quickest thing to do, but it works. This does kind of confirm my theory, though. I was thinking with Minecraft, shaders really load up your GPU, and so I'm not sure I'd be able to play the game and stream while running shaders. It's kind of an old graphics card at this point. And so I've got leaves, or not leaves, flowers that are going to the other box. The limestone I might go ahead and convert into concrete here. Everything nice and organized. You can put a whole stack of it in at a time. But as long as this is taking, I think I'm going to skip that. Taking too long. Gotta move on to the next thing. Concrete goes in there. The flowers go there. For the time being, I might just restrict the solid biofuel to the chainsaw and vehicles until I get the coal generators going. After the coal generators are running, then you can do all of that because it'll not really matter. Don't want to have all of that in there, but now we have an effective way to get lots and lots of fuel. Let's see, jump pads, don't care. I actually want that one. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that right now, though. So we're going to need iron rods, iron plates, reinforced iron plates, lots of reinforced iron plates. We don't have enough iron plates anymore. Somebody keeps building stuff for some reason. We probably have enough concrete, though, because I have been nowhere near there. We got plenty of concrete. As for the rest of it, it's kind of been used in various locations, like building the screw factory. Ow. Rude. He's gonna follow me home, isn't it? Let's see. For convenience sake, put that there. Yeah, we have plenty of that. Nowhere near enough of that. Is he still trying to follow me? Whatever. Could start setting up with that. How much is our power production running at? 100 max. Alright. I think it might be time to start splitting some other stuff off here. Like having a dedicated node for iron plates and one for screws. Or not screws, rods. So, get rid of you. We both missed. I think in my last playthrough I actually used this node for the screw production instead of nodes. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, those are both impures. And I know I'll need 2 crafters each, so that'd be 4 altogether. So we need 2 smelters, 2 miners, 4 constructors. And that is what we need as far as resources. Two portable miners. I don't know that we actually have any. I don't think we do. No. Iron plates. Lots of iron plates. Some wire. Cable. Copper. Reinforced iron plates. That's getting to be a bit of a problem. That it already scrolls down. I believe most of the iron plates go into the portable miners. But this is why we're doing this. Because if I can increase the production of plates and rods, that'll help out speed things up a bit. I think that's for the portable miners. I'm not sure which one goes to what. $24, that's way more than I wanted. Alright, reinforced iron plates. We do need iron rods, just not that many. Seven. Must be out of iron plates. Yeah. I believe the iron plates go into the constructors. Now I'll also need them for making the belts. Temporarily it'll press over, but it's gonna drop back down because I know we don't have enough to do all of that. Actually, thinking about it, I should have iron. I got iron ore in my pocket. Make one of those. And that let me make some iron plates. The trick is to keep these two separated from each other. It's just more effective that way. I could just dump it all on one line, but I prefer to do the dumping of the later products in the process onto a single line, if I do. But personally, I like keeping everything nice and separated. That's just a me thing. Because we're going to need more of that for the power. Because obviously we want to power all this. Yep, that was enough to take some fall damage. So 2 miners. One there, one there. Each miner gets its own smelter. And then it gets 2 constructors each. And I don't have it in there, but in the organization we need 2 storage containers too. There, and one there. Two conveyor mergers. One there. One there. Don't have any iron plates. Surprise. That'll get us a little closer to being done with this. A conveyor splitter there. And over here. So far, I'm doing really well about not needing any of the conveyor poles. Need more iron plates. I'm gonna make this one the plate protection and the other one the iron rod protection. It's 30 each, and oh, I only needed 1 for that. Yeah. Alright, so that makes us, I can disassemble some stuff. That'll free up a few resources. for the time being. That should work then. And then that means we should have the resources to do this. Connect that to there, and that's. I'm out of iron plates again. Yeah. It gets worse since we're doing the research into the advanced. It means that we're going to be needing reinforced iron plates instead. I might be able to handle this. I might not. I'm not sure yet. I might actually need one more biomass burner here. Not quite. Getting close. Close enough to where I'm going to anyways. Yep. The solid biofuel is for that. Better shock. Need more iron plates. Which are doing nothing right now because their power's out. Honestly, for off stream, since I'm just using the biogenerators, I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and just turn the power off since it's on a server. It's not gonna do much while I'm gone until we get whole power going minimally. Missing a cable. Cable. Make a couple of cables. So don't bother that off. There we go. Now our factory can work. That doesn't work so well when the power's out. So we got copper mostly optimized, I think. Let's go look at our copper setup. I think it was 2 of the constructors, and then it makes a single thing of wire. Which is over here. Oh yeah, we got tons of that. Ideally, I would put a splitter there, but I don't think that's possible, because I think it's just too tight. But it looks like our copper production's going really nicely. Where is it? I thought there was a second node down here. Maybe not. Or is it over there? Oh, it's over there. Yeah. So it would be the same production setup as there, except for it goes into another constructor to make the wire into cables. And I highly doubt we have the resources for that. Actually, since I have a separate manufacturing setup for the rods, strictly the rods, I think I'm going to just dedicate this to the plates. Honestly, you kind of need plates more than you do rods. Rods mostly put into manufacturing of things like reinforced iron plates. Modular frames. That's idle because while it technically outputs enough for that. I think it's struggling to keep up here. They have 15 to 30. And it goes into here because it splits it into 3 and it uses 10. But I think it's struggling with all of the exit part. Because you get just that many more screws than you do everything else. Let's see. What do I have over here? Sort it out a bit. Not quite enough. Really? It looks like I don't need the rods anymore, or that. Yeah, or that. Waiting on our iron plate production. But because that's exactly the same, it should work a little better now. Yeah. Go ahead and recover the resources. They'll get used. That's actually probably why I had those reinforced plates in the first place. I don't believe it's the screws that are the bottleneck. Just gonna put that out there. I don't think it's the screws. I can make screws. I believe the modular frame is screws and a reinforced iron plate. No, rods and iron plates. Okay. Given how much of that I have, I think I'm going to go put those in with the rest of the rods. Which is over there. I think a lot of that was just the leftovers. The issue is just that it takes a lot to do each reinforced plate. Can I make any iron plates out of that? I can. $14 more. Haven't quite made it to the point of being able to automate that. Put my iron ingot away. I don't remember if there's another research that uses the barrel nets or not. I'm determined to get these tier 2 belts before we end the stream here. Hey, Sheba. More. Not sure if that's enough, but we'll find out in a minute. The frustrating part is I need the reinforced plates to do the new belts. But then I could do the factory for that. It's been going alright. Really? 5 more. So I'm not so sure that it's the screws that are... It might be that they aren't leaving fast enough. Yeah, that's what it is. They're just not leaving fast enough. Which won't matter soon enough because the box will be full. But it looks like I'm manufacturing plenty of capacity. Yep. If you've ever played something along the lines of Factorio, this is sort of 3D Factorio. The map is fixed, and so anybody who loads the game has the same map. And all the resource nodes are infinite. But you still gotta make things and automate all the stuff. You make various little factories. Like I've got a screw factory right now. I'm making plates, iron rods. I've currently got like 280 some odd hours in it now. Not in this world, but in total. Now we replace those.
Milestone reached. Improved versions of conveyor belts and conveyor lifts are now accessible. To encourage additional verticality, conveyor poles now have a stackable variant.
Because my issue I'm having with my screws is they just aren't getting where they need to go quick enough. And I'm out of reinforced iron. Of course. Of course. Why would I have enough of that? Aha. Yeah. There's also different research stuff you do, and I have, in a previous update for it, gotten all of the space elevator research done. And the space elevator research, especially the final couple of parts, take an extremely long time to do, which is why you really need it to be on a server, the way I've got going right here. And then there's an option under server management to, by default, it pauses the game if nobody's online. You want to turn that off so that it keeps running. But only after you have power production that you can fully automate. The power I have right now, I'm going to be shutting the power off before I go. But there is actually a building aspect to the game too. Albeit, as Wells Knight said in his brief series, it really lends itself well to what's known as brutalist architecture. Very industrial heavy type stuff. Aha! It's another one of those games where it's like, oh, you had free time? I'm sorry. You don't get to have any of that anymore. Yep, that's not a thing for biofuel. I might have to go off into the forest with my chainsaw again. Yep, I'm gonna need to go, go play lumberjack. Alright, plates, I'm gonna stick over here for now, along with my screws. Gonna need fuel. Keep hitting the wrong button. This isn't Minecraft. E is not for the inventory. I think they picked the E button just because of convenience. Not because it made any sense. Let's not get too close to them. There's my pod. Yeah, exactly. It'd be so nice. I'm not sure. There's some people playing a game called Valheim, and here's a feature that they probably wish they had. All I have to do is tap the spacebar button, and it'll autocraft for me, and I don't have to hold down any buttons. And it just crafts the stuff. And then the nice thing with the chainsaw is it lets you gather a lot of wood. And with the wood, you get more biomass than you would with leaves. So put the flower petals in there. And all the limestone in there. Before I put it away, I'm going to go ahead and in there. There's also a lot of nice, easy inventory stuff. Like you hold down Control, left Control, and click, and it puts everything in the box of a matching type. And there's these nice little sort buttons. It's one of many games that has an inventory that has a lot of features that Minecraft could really use. I could probably do that. A bunch of that. That's just what I have on hand. I've got more. So, oh, but there's definitely more. Just have to go grab it. I don't have any kind of centralized storage or anything set up, so... But my plan for this world is to only play it on stream. That ought to be plenty of that. Although I have been mistaken on that before. Yeah, that should be plenty. No, that definitely will be plenty. Good. Grab some camper. My storage is almost full. Eventually all that'll be dealt with, but right now it's kind of going to pile up there. There ought to be plenty of concrete. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this look for now. Rest well, slug. I shall collect you later. Yeah, you've got power slugs. There's some birds that you'll see occasionally. There are hostiles, like that guy. It's called a plasma spitter. It shoots fireballs at you. There's a couple that just ram you. There's different tiers of them. There's the lizard doggo, which if you drop a paleberry, what's known as a paleberry, near it, and let it approach you on its own, it becomes your pet. And then there's that giant whale thing. It just kind of wanders around. There's these little bee-like things. I've got arachnophobia mode on, but there's these spider-like things that will attack you and are very hostile.
Milestone reached. You have been given early access to the Anti-Waste Effort for Stress Testing of Materials on Exoplanets bonus program. Funneling parts into the awesome resource sink, depending on their amount and complexity, will grant you coupons in the awesome store, which can be exchanged for bonus rewards. Examples of bonus content are
I could probably make it that part, but I can't make the sink yet.
Cosmetics. Fixit is working hard to develop additional options, which will be added to the awesome store in the future.
It is multiplayer capable
Go that extra kilometer.
And
Go
online.
Awesome.
I'm actually playing on a server right now, but because of the way it's set up, you'd have to actually be in my house with me to be able to play on it with me. But I'm using the same software that Real's Corner uses to manage servers, and I've got it set up on my local system. Specifically, I set it up that way so I can have stuff going while I'm not online, and I'll have to have the game running 24/7. But yeah, I've seen other people play together before. Like originally, way back on the days of Beam, before it was Mixer, I watched Zeta and Tango play a lot. And I think they played a little bit more recently too. And then here on Twitch, I know Evil Notion had a server at one point that him and a couple of other people that he had invited over were playing on for a while. Although he, for whatever reason, lost contact with the server, he couldn't get on it to manage it or anything. But yeah. I have gotten a letter from my ISP before saying that I shouldn't be hosting game servers here that other people can access online, which is probably fine because the latency ends up being too much. Even if both ends are working fine, the latency in the middle is just a little too much. Although the last couple of months I've been getting emails from my ISP saying, "You're getting close to your data cap." Gotta push E to pick it up, but I can't. Right. With how close I technically live to one of the main trunks across the U.S., you'd think my latency would be better. But no. Took a drink there. Thanks for the redeem, Ken. Anyways, the actual fiber trunk across one of the trunks of fiber across the country actually runs like less than 2 miles from my house. And the way they've got it runs to a town 15 miles away from me and then copper all the way back. So I don't even get to use fiber to the home either. I don't think it's going to get anywhere near that cold here. Although you never really know, I suppose. Pile up some biomass before we leave. Actually, I might grab all the limestone I've got laying around and turn it into concrete, since on its own it's not really very useful. And put that in there. let's stack up to the top. Wait a second. Yeah, I suppose concrete would be a compound because cement's the glue. I don't believe the raw limestone goes into anything other than concrete, so... Let's make sure everything's actually manufacturing like it's supposed to. It should be a little bit of everything piled up now. The cable and the concrete I know are going to be because I haven't been over there a whole lot. But these have been getting used a lot. Oh good, that's piling up a little bit. That's looking much better. I think in the next stream, among other things, I'm going to go ahead and set up automation for the reinforced plates. After we clear some of the brush in the middle of the array. I'd imagine the screws are full. Yeah, another little birdie. Mostly just fleas. Should get automation going for the reinforced iron plates. And I think what I'll do for that is pull a splitter off of here and run it over there somewhere, as well as one off of our iron plate production over there. But first, I'm going to grab all of that and stuff that in there. Put that there. Do a teeny little bit of biomass conversion here. And I can't remember. I think one of the biomass generators will keep using fuel even if no power is being used anywhere, or if it's even on, or something like that. But before I go, there we go. Just turn it back on. The fuse is blown, and I'm going to pull all the fuel out. Before I go, just because it'll run until it runs out of fuel, and then that's the end of what it does. I don't remember what phase the coal generator is, but I do know we're going to need to get our... yeah, it's probably like there or there. Need to actually build the space elevator, too. Anyways, it is that time again. We're going to raid Avian Falls. I think she might be on a Frog and Chicken SMP again. Not entirely sure. Anyways, my plan is actually tomorrow night. There's a group I've been playing Phasma with, and I was gonna try to stream it tomorrow. And then after that, I think Tuesday will probably be the next stream. Anyways, I'll see everybody whenever my next stream is. Thanks for watching.